fallout from the current regional escalation.
To shed more light on this issue, we are delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Ayman, Ghonim, the economic and legal expert. Good evening, doctor.
Good evening, madam. How do you do?
I'm fine. Thank you for joining us. Hope everything is well. So, doctor, would you please explain the main objectives of Egypt's national program in cooperation with the OECD?
Well, actually, we know that the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, is an international economic that includes around 38 member states who are mostly advanced and industrial states. The OECD actually is not a financial organization. It's not like World Bank. It's more of a policy think tank, like a standard setter for government. And this is exactly what defines cooperation with Egypt. Actually, the partnership, the cooperation between Egypt and the OECD, it includes, for example, the Egypt Country Program that was launched in 2021, which allows Egypt to get out of the guidance, benchmarking, and setting of the OECD in areas like economic governance, public sector reform, private sector enablement, digital transformation, with the thought, anti-corruption. It also allows Egypt to benefit of the guidance and advice of the organization. It's like tax transfer, for example. We have a program called base erosion and profit share framework, which refers to the multinational organizations that try to shift profit from the places where create to the places with very low tax rates. And the OECD helps to avoid or to block terms of the multinational corporations. The form of a consultative role with Egypt and to be part of the endeavors of the Egyptian diplomacy to publicize, promote the results of the Egyptian corporate sector, and such reform was able to improve the investment environment in Egypt and get more receptive to foreign investment.
Yes, doctor. So what have been the most significant achievement of Egypt's economic reform agenda in recent years?
Well, actually, the Egyptian economic reform agenda has two main components, or two main wings. The first one is fiscal reform, the structural fiscal reform by which Egypt was able to reduce its budget deficit from around 6.9% of GDP in 2013 to a targeted level of 4.9% in the fiscal year, the coming fiscal year that will end on June 30th, 2027, while achieving a primary surplus. Such primary surplus reached 3.6% of GDP in the fiscal year that ended June 30th, 2025, which was the highest surplus, the highest primary surplus in the history of Egypt. Primary surplus means that the expenditure without looking at the service, a positive figure, means that the budget can sustain in terms. The primary surplus moved also to 4%, or expected 4%, present fiscal year that June 30, 2026, and a target at 5% in the upcoming fiscal year that will end on June 30, such results by, first of all, reforming our tax system, in tax by improving the tax collection and encouraging informal sector to start registering with the formal tax authorities and with the formal sector. That's on one hand, and on the other, the expenditure and rationalizing the social protection spending. And talking about rationalizing, which means that the government ensures that the social protection is those who really need it. But this doesn't mean reducing it, because in the upcoming year, for example, our social protection program will reach 132 billion pounds, 12% from the first year. This is an example. Yeah, and the second wing of our economic reform is the monetary reform, which is by the central bank to target inflation, or to use the monetary policy tools to target the inflation, and this helps reducing the from around 39% for 2023 to a level of 11.2% in 2020.
So, Doctor, how has Egypt managed to maintain economic growth despite the global challenges and the escalation in the Middle East, either the ongoing war in Gaza and the tension in the Red Sea?
Well, actually, the key word here is the mass construction process that was taken by the new republic under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi since 2014. Egypt undertook a massive construction process to revamp its ailing infrastructure that reached a very level in 2010. So Egypt constructed more than 7,000 kilometers of new roads, improved the efficiency of more than 10,000 kilometers, or 3,000 kilometers, present around 54% of the present road network, which is 31,000 kilometers. Also, the economic reform agenda reform Egypt budget debt and as well as adopting a free flow system that allowed foreign currency bank as a commodity. So
Doctor, would you please change your place? I cannot hear you very well. The quality of your voice is not very clear.
Can you hear me now?
I will try.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
I was saying that Egypt was able to achieve such growth rates by, first of all, improving its infrastructure, the massive construction process that was undertaken in 2014, or since 2014 on one hand, as well as the economic reform agenda, both fiscal reform, monetary reform, and adopting a free float system that allows the foreign currency to be traded in banks at the market clearing prices for the supply-demand prices.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ayman Ghonim, the economic and legal expert, for your valuable information and insight. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a short break and we'll be right back. By this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of tonight's edition of your program, Newsroom Live. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more on Nile TV International.